Okay, today's lesson is going to be on compiling minerals within the parcel fabric. There are a total of 3 lessons for this module of training. First, we're just going to go with the basic entry. We're going to pull up a PDF of our survey plat, mineral survey plat. These are the minerals that we're going to compile in today's exercise. To start off with, we're going to start from a point of commencement to a point of beginning. Okay, the first thing we want to be sure is that we are in an editing session. Once you start a session, you'll notice all your parcel editing tools light up. We're going to utilize new parcel, which brings up this window. And one of the first things that you may wish to do is verify your template. You want it to be for special surveys, mineral surveys. This sets it up to be in the proper attribute location for your polygons and how they'll display in the parcel fabric. So one of the first things we're going to do is you have this little ball tool here that will indicate where you want your commencing point or starting position to start from. So we're going to select this section corner. Now we do want to change the line to the line for the point of beginning. We were just verifying what our distance was. You have various lines here we want to the point of beginning. This will not be a portion of your polygon. It gives you your point of beginning reference geographically within the parcel fabric. So we type our bearing and distance in for this, what you could call a tie distance. Bearings are entered just degrees, minutes, seconds with hyphens. The last numerical number, the hyphen, is your quadrant. And then your distance is entered with lowercase ft, telling it that it's in feet. Now we've reached our point of beginning. We need to change our line to a standard boundary line and begin entry of our mineral, the same format. Degrees, minutes, seconds, utilizing hyphens and a quadrant, and then our distance, and then with lowercase ft indicating feet. And as you notice, you enter this data, it shows and displays on your screen showing the location. So if you have an idea what you're entering and where it should be and the direction it should be going, if you fat-fingered something like the wrong quadrant, you can change it quickly and it will change automatically on the screen. So we just spend our time going around entering the bearings and distances for this first claim. Fairly simple process. Reminds me of the old IBM Kogo that I used to use back in the 80s. Now we're going to concern ourselves too much with plan now. This is just to show how you can enter utilizing the new parcel tool, the minerals that you would like to put in. And as we enter them, we close it out. And it'll give you the closure, which is generally all your minerals are probably going to be a perfect closure, or it closes within 3 decimal places. It's probably not till the 4th or 5th decimal place that it might show some type of error, since we're working in minutes and not in seconds, degrees, minutes, and 0 seconds. So we need to join this to our parcel fabric now. So we select this button to pull up our next window for joining. We want to keep the parcel points where they are and just join this polygon overlaying the rectangular system. Click on join, there it is, showing up proper for the template that we used. Now the next thing we want to do is move into the attribution, but we can go ahead and close this window out. And then we select that polygon. You can see it's still selected. We open our attribute window, And now we can come into name, and this is where the field it will be labeled from. So MS3524 is going to be labeled. You could put the claim name if you like. We have 50 characters to work with. We change the acreage, the record acreage shown on the mineral survey plat. We go to compiled. I like to go ahead and click this to yes, as it gives the date that I compiled this information. We scroll down and we can go to the field where we can select the claim, so it knows what type of basically polygon it is. It's a claim. Then at the next attribute field, we can put the actual claim name by typing it in. What's nice is these fields in the parcel fabric have 50 characters, so you have plenty of space to enter data. There's various things you can do in these attribute fields. Now, the label's not showing up, so we can go over to our table of contents, go to special surveys, right click on special surveys, brings this window up, and then click labels on. Now your label shows up, MS3524. Now we're ready to create our next adjoining mineral claim. So we go back to the new parcel tool. Opening up that same window, you may wish to verify your template. Once you know your template's good, we don't need a commencing point. Our point of beginning is a common point with the first claim we put in. So we can just enter those bearings and distances as we did with the first claim. You also noticed here that if you're in properties or lines, properties is where you set your template, lines is where you put your actual bearing distance information. And this actually can be entered on existing polygons if you wanted to enter the record information, because part of what we have right now in the CAD NSDI, which produces the parcel fabric, is everything comes from all our old GMM data that was least squares adjust in regional format. So there's no longer any record information in there. The record information was always contained in the raw file and not in the final coordinate files. So here, once again, we'll close it out. It'll come up with a high accuracy closure. Area will be in square meters, of which we change to acres in the attribute field. In that attribute field, you could put AC, type out acres. This will be covered a little bit more in lesson 3 of this module. Join it once again. There it is. It comes up with a label of 1. All new parcels will contain the label 1. That's why I like to do my attribution as I'm entering the data. So once again, we fill out our attribute fields. Fairly simple process, nothing too difficult. This process is just as quick, in my opinion, as entering them in AutoCAD than importing in either geodatabase or converting the shapefiles or geodatabase and importing into the CAD NSDI. You're actually doing all your entering right here in the parcel fabric, which also could be done with a new survey plat if you so desired. Anyways, we complete our attribution here. We're just about going to wrap up this one, and in the next lesson we'll show about constructing from parent and then we'll go into the final product. You would just continue this till you get all your minerals in. So this lesson, we will pick back up in lesson 2 with the completed minerals entered. Talk to you next lesson.